Hi, everyone. It's me, Krylios, and I am Team Racing Productions MC and producer. And welcome to our YouTube channel, Tonya Sweat. Welcome.
Thank you.
So great to have you here. How are you?
I am well for a Monday, a spring Monday. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Well, it is great to have you here, and we love spring. So I want to start this off with just, having you talk a little bit more about yourself, introduce yourself to our audience and let us know a little bit about your background and your experience.
Awesome. Yes, I am Tonya Sweat, a candidate for county executive in Prince George's County during this current election cycle. I've lived here in Prince George's County now for almost 11 years, believe it or not. My family and I live out in Accokeek. I'm former veteran, so the military brought me here by way of South Carolina in December of 1999. I've served on active duty, and my last assignment was at Andrews Air Force Base, so I know Prince George's County very well. After leaving the military in 2002, I started working in the federal government, and I was a federal financial regulator. So I know a lot about banking and money and all that good stuff. And that is actually done very well for me. I'm also an attorney licensed to practice in South Carolina, the District of Columbia, and in the state of Maryland. And I left federal employment in 2014 because my son at the time was getting ready to start high school. Wow. So mommy wanted to make sure he graduated from high school with good grades and no trouble. And I'm proud to say now he's a sophomore in college on a full scholarship. Thank God. I still have a 10-year-old though in fourth grade in Prince George's County Public Schools. So I've been working for myself for the last 8 years and decided to run for office to offer my skills, my background, and my experience to the community to see what we can do about improving things here in Prince George's County.
Awesome. And have you ever thought about running before this, or was this the first time? Like, why was this cycle, the one for you?
Gotcha. Honestly and truly, I realized in looking over my life, past 50 years or so, I was a friend of politics. I tell people politics was my friend, but I wanted nothing to do with politics. My family is not a political family. So no, I don't have a political background. My mom is a retired public school educator. However, she was very involved in the South Carolina Education Association and the National Education Association. And so those two organizations bring politics into the mix of education. And being a kid who followed her mom around a lot, I got to meet a lot of I call them political beasts. I also, one of my very good friends in college, unfortunately, she passed away in 1993, but was a daughter of a politician, a very well-known politician. And I was kind of sandwiched between her and her brother. So from my junior year of high school through 1993, while I was in college, she and I were good friends and I hung out with her. So I learned a lot about politics from her. So I always say politics was my friend, but I hate politics. I really do. I cannot stand it. Ended up going to law school, going into the military, started working for politicians. Some of them appointed by the president, some of them elected officials. And I know the game. I hate the game. I enjoyed being in the background, making the politicians look good. They paid me well to do that. But now that I'm getting involved in my local community, seeing the chaos that is Prince George's County Board of Education, talking to my neighbors, getting out in the community and talking to other Prince Georgians who are not happy with what they're experiencing, whether it be taxation, whether it's flooding, whether it's overdevelopment, food deserts, not having shopping centers that they want to go to, not having the dining experiences that they'd like to have here in the county. I became a community activist. and an advocate and a child advocate. And I started saying, hey, we can do these things. There are ways to fix these things. And I'll be honest with you, I've not really gotten a very positive response from our elected officials, which can be a bit frustrating at times. And so I figured it out. You know, after being a PTA mom for several years and going to Annapolis and hanging out up there and advocating for our children, it hit me like a box of rocks. What are you doing? You're asking people to do what you already know how to do because you've done it your entire career. The only thing was,
you said you've seen, like, you know, you've mentioned a couple of the things that you've seen that really got you together, like, you know, maybe I should, you know, throw my hat in the ring to make a difference. What are some of these issues that you'd really love to tackle if elected?
Aside from education and improving our parks and recs for our children and giving them more activities to be involved in, whether it's creating a county sports league so that all of our children can compete in whatever sport they want to compete in. Along with that, I tell people, children, they're the first C. The second C is community, and it's that C is huge. Our roads are crumbling. I mean, I know people who complain about driving on the roads every day, whether it's people driving too fast or people driving recklessly, whether having to compete with illegal or unauthorized vehicles on our roads, whether it's dealing with the potholes on our roads. We've got to deal with our infrastructure, just period. So those are things I want to work on. Our environment is, to be honest with you, somewhat messy right now. We've got a lot of flooding issues in the county, in South County, in Northern County, you name it. We've got flooding issues that we've got to tackle because our citizens are tired of having to mop water out of their basements. Wow. We've actually had to, in the county, condemn a number of private residences because the ground was washing away from under them, and those homes became unsafe for our citizens to live in. Those are things that we could have prevented had we taken the right steps before the homes were built. And so I'm noticing we're doing a lot of residential building right now, and I think that is great, but I don't think we're planning very well, and we're not taking into consideration what Prince George's County is from an environmental stance and what we need to do to ensure that our residents' homes don't become so dangerous that we have to take them away. We also need to deal with our entertainment and our shopping in the county. Many people don't realize, I mean, I'm almost 50, so my partying days are over, but many people haven't even noticed the fact that we don't have nightclubs, we don't have dance halls, we don't have cabarets in the county anymore. When I first moved to Prince George's County to this area in 1999, I tell people, yeah, I came to Prince George's County to hang out. I've been to Martinis. I closed that rascal down at 2 a.m. in the morning. I've been to a couple cabarets, but we don't have those in the county anymore. And so now it's forcing our young people to go to Baltimore, to go to DC, to go to Virginia even for entertainment. That bothers me. Every 20-year-old, every 30-year-old, even 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old, if that's what you want to do, you should be able to have entertainment in your backyard. You shouldn't have to drive 30 miles for that. It creates a safety issue, especially when you're returning home late at night. So we need to address our entertainment in the county. We need to address dining, fine dining. We don't have enough sit-down restaurants. I live in Akakeek. If I want to sit down and have a nice meal, I've either got to go to Waldorf, I got to go to DC, or I got to go to Virginia. Why is that? Why don't I have Olive Garden, Red Lobster even? Why don't I have those types of restaurants in Fort Washington? I love the National Harbor, but let's be real. The National Harbor is now overcrowded and the parking is ridiculous. So we need to look at bringing nice family style restaurants into the county in areas that we don't have them now. We've got so many residential communities that don't have shopping centers or grocery stores even close to their homes. No one should have to drive 10 miles to a grocery store. I think that's unreasonable. So we need to look at bringing in some more grocery stores into the county. I'm grateful for what the current administration has done over in Clinton and how they revitalized that area. But there are other areas who need that kind of attention. So those are all, I mean, just everyday, if you will, bread and butter things that have been driving me nuts that we've got to deal with. But we also have other issues that people don't think about every day. We've got to address those too, because they support our economy and will help Prince George's County to grow and improve from where we are right now.
Certainly, certainly. Well, tell me, Tonya, why are you the best choice for voters in Prince George's County?
I believe I'm the best choice because I have a wide breadth and a depth of experience to get this thing done. Right now, Prince George's County operates in a silo. When we ask our elected officials to do something or grant permission or access to something, we always get the answer of, we don't have the money. Well, it's not just about a we. Prince George's County is just one jurisdiction within a state, within a nation. And there are state and federal resources that we can use to help our citizens and our residents. And unfortunately, Prince George's County doesn't get enough of those resources to improve the quality of our lives. Because I have served at the federal level for 25 years of my career, I've got connections in every agency in the US government, whether it's EPA, whether it's USDA, whether it's the banking industry, whether it's even on Capitol Hill in Congress. I've worked with staffers and elected officials and appointed officials at that level of government, so I know how to talk to them to get what we need. I've also met and learned and earned the respect of many of our state officials and have built a wonderful working relationship with our state officials. Again, I know how to go in and talk the language. I know how to get in the door to get what it is that Prince George's County needs. I'm tired of Prince George's County being one of the last to get appropriations when they come. We need to be one of the first. We're one of the largest counties in the state, and we're often overlooked. And I've taken the time to build the relationships with the people who can make things happen. And I just want to use those relationships for our benefit. And I think I can do that and do it well.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, for anyone wondering out there, and I'm sure there are, when does voting begin in Prince George's County?
Voting, believe it or not, the date just changed. So voting for Prince George's County, will begin at the same time it begins for everyone else in the state. The new date for our primary now is January the 19th. So it's 2 weeks later than originally expected. January the 19th? July. Wrong J.
Sorry.
Wrong J. July 19th. Thank you for catching my error. July the 19th. So it's 2 weeks later than initially expected. The early voting will be a week before. We will continue to have voting both by mail or in person. So voters will be able to, if you haven't gotten your letter yet from the Board of Elections, you can go online. There is a bit.ly link. It's MD Votes 22. Yes, you can also go to HeadCount.org, and that site will also take you to our state Board of Elections site. You can register to vote. You can also register to get your ballot mailed to you, so you don't have to stand in line if you don't want to. They'll be mailing the ballots out about 10 days before July the 19th, so you can vote, mail it back in, check Sweat when you see that name on the ballot. And you'll also be able to vote in person. And the precincts have not yet been posted or announced because of the redistricting battles that are going on. So as soon as all of the precincts are set and determined, the Board of Election will post those online, and they'll also notify us as to what precincts we can go to vote in person.
Certainly. So we want to remind everyone, just as Tonya said, you can go to headcount.org to check your voter registration status, register to vote. If you've moved from one place to another and you need to update that, you're able to do that. So please go to headcount.org and get that done before the deadlines. Please get that done before the deadlines. Now, Tonya, how can people find out more about you, find out more about your campaign, follow you, keep up with you,
Oh my
support,
gosh.
donate, volunteer?
Yes.
How are they able to do that?
We are everywhere.
Yeah.
I do have a website. My official website is tonyasweat.com. I'm also on social media, Facebook at Tonya Sweat PG, on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Flickr. We're at Tonya Sweat PGC. You can email me directly, info@tonyasweat.com. And yes, I do answer my own emails. Sometimes I'm up early in the morning or really late at night, but I do answer my emails. You can actually call me as well. My campaign number is 301-541-8389. And the system is set up. So yes, you can talk to me directly. If for some reason I can't answer the phone when you call, I promise you, I will call you back. I accept text messages at 301-541-8389. And I do direct messaging at all of my social media sites. And you can sign up on my website, tonyasweat.com, to follow me, to get more information about me. My bio, my resume is there. Some of my writings are there. And yes, if you want to donate $5 to my campaign, you can contribute on the website as well.
Awesome. Well, we're going to have those links in the description below so our viewers can go ahead and check them out and get connected and keep up to date with everything that Tonya Sweat has going on. Tonya, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been such a pleasure getting to talk with you, getting to chat with you, and, learning more about what's going on in Prince George's County. And of course, I wish you the best of luck and much success on your campaign.
Thank you so much, Krylios. And I'm going to say this to you. My door is always open to you. And I'll tell you, like I tell everybody, this is a people's campaign. This is a grassroots campaign. I'm not a politician. I'm a public servant. So I look forward to coming back and spending 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or even an hour with you on your show more than once. I hope this is not my last time.
Yes.
So
certainly. Well, I love it. And I look forward to seeing you here again. And best of luck. Thank you so much, Tonya. Those watching, please follow Team Racine Productions at Team Racine on all forms of social media. Like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But most of all, thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.